party at my house tonight? Everyone who's anyone in LA is gonna be there. I'm extremely rich. Hey girl, welcome to my house party. It's a giant mansion, baby. Don't slip on all my money. Yeah, there's a lot of models and some supermodels too. Don't touch my diamond fridge, it costs more than the country of Peru. Seduction is like a game of chess, and I'm the queen. Wait. Can't stop, won't stop dancing deep into the night. It's a mansion party. Yo, that time is super tight. And if you're feeling naughty, we'll smoke champagne by candlelight. It's a mansion party. And later on the panda fight. You've really got to agitate the pandas to get them engaged in combat. They're very docile by nature. I laced their bamboo. Hey girl, heard you couldn't find the dance floor. Just walk right past the garden, go through the Spanish-French doors, turn right at the 7th bathroom, then a left in my laser car. You can ride my purebred stallion. If you hit my mode, you've gone too far. Take an upside down left at the MC Escher stairs. Okay, we're almost halfway there. Can't stop, won't stop dancing deep into the night. It's a mansion party. I bought a yacht just for tonight. And if you're feeling naughty, we'll smoke champagne by candlelight. It's a mansion party. Now let's watch two pandas fight. It's last week all over again. Let's get the hell out of here! Can't stop, won't stop, non-stop, running for my life. It's a mansion party. I pray to God we all survive. And if you're feeling saucy, we'll grab some spears by candlelight. It's a mansion party. We're dropping pandas left and right. Send yourself! Die! Party's awesome! So many pandas going crazy! Freedom. calling. I was destined to fight crime. No man could escape the justice my meaty clackers could provide. So I bought them a little unitard and found them a tiny cave. Then ran to the city's toughest gang and screamed there's no escape from the wrath of thunder and lightning. Just that fell from an angel's crown. Thunder and lightning. Round your jump, then I'll take you down. Stones of war, tiny hammers of Thor. Thunder and lightning. One with the power to electrify, one with the strength to smash. First you hear that rumble, baby, and then you see the flash. My loins are filled like darkened clouds, evil has no chance. All shall tremble before the storm that gathers in my pants. Turns out being struck by lightning doesn't give you any powers. They caved my head in with a pipe and beat me for several hours. But as I lay there half conscious, with my nuts exposed to air, I looked up to the blackened sky and said an ancient prayer. Lord, if you're there, please infuse my nuts with the power of 1,000 suns. Holy shit, you're real? Let there be thunder and lightning. Acorn shot from the tree of life. Thunder and lightning. High voltage nerves lighting up the night. Mighty balls gifted from Odin's house. Thunder and lightning. Suck 'em.
Are we live? Yes, so we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to an exciting Friday stream, where today we're hippity hopping our asses into something new, something I discovered a week ago, something that is only a demo right now because I'm always keeping my eye on upcoming roguelike and deck builder games because I have a problem. I've discovered a bit of a newbie that is very, very interesting in a few ways. Today we are going to be checking out Just a Shadow Game, a deck builder that has a lot to do with timing and positioning. But before we get into all of that, I have a simple question for all of y'all. How have your weeks been? How are your weekends shaping up to be? And most importantly, how are you all doing today? And I'm seeing a lot of you asking for something specific. It seems a lot of you want me to put on the eye I put in the thumbnail. You guys realize just because something exists in the thumbnail doesn't mean I actually have art. 1 second. 1 second, you jerks. I will see if I can actually pull off adding this as an item, since all of you seem to want it. One sec. I gotta do a bunch of quick photoshopping for you jerks. Give me a minute. I'll see if I can pull it off. I will try to pull it off. Clickbait. Listen, I do all sorts of crazy shit to my model in all of my thumbnails. This is the first time y'all have told me I'm clickbaiting you. God dang it. Alright. Give me a minute. Tell me how your weeks are going and if any of you have weekend plans then while I'm doing all this. Browse local files. Right, if we go into items. Let's see. Pictures. Wait, what do I save this as? Well, obviously we save it as I. Wait, did that go through? What's your file? Export. All right. So if we grab and drop this in. Okay, close, save, and let's see how you guys are doing. Yippee! Hi, Ultima. Hi, Darna. Hi, Queenie. Why are you always driving? Why are so many of you always driving while I'm streaming? I feel like y'all are just determined to give me anxiety about one of you guys doing something unsafe while driving, and that's the entire point of this at this stage. All right, let's see. We'll see if this worked now. Well, I mean, technically. There you go. There you go, you fucking jerks. And there we have it. We have a big ass fucking eye floating in front of me now. I hope you all are happy. I hope y'all are happy. It's so stupid. It's perfect. Yeah, look how flat it is compared to me. This looks so dumb. Eric, what are your thoughts on FPS games with extraction and roguelike elements that are designed to be difficult but fair? Okay. So first person shooters. I mean, I was like a Halo head during the early Xbox era. There's definitely some elements I like about it, though I get concerned a lot of first person shooter games tend to kind of fall within like the filler slop category of like all of the categories of game that exist out there. I think it's platformers and first person shooters are have got to be some of the most like ubiquitous styles of games, which means you get some really good games within the genre, but the genre also invites a lot of people to be really lazy with it. So I just have an opinion that first person shooters, you have very even odds of them being absolute low effort slop or being a good game. First person game with extraction and roguelite elements. I mean, that sounds like the very definition of an industry game. I don't know. That sounds like Fortnite, but with first person view. That sounds like oh god, what's the really famous one? What's the Escape from Tarkov? What's that game that never came out? There was a game called Shrapnel, I think, that was being made that never came out. Listen, I'm gonna say that sounds like every fucking popular buzzword shoved into one game. Now, none of those mechanics are inherently bad or anything. I'm sure you can make a really good game with that. But that being the selling point makes it sound like it is the most generic AAA studio fucking marketing team designed game I've ever heard of. And I'd be really concerned. I'd be really concerned that that'd just be the very definition of slop, but I don't know. My weekend will be labor filled, darnest. No. Doing good. I've been binge reading the Chainsaw Man manga. Hell yeah. I started the second fucking story, season, chapter. I don't know. I started the big second chunk of it a long time ago, and I got pretty far into it, but then at one point, I think I just missed a chapter, and I haven't ended up going back, so I'm very, very behind at this point on Chainsaw Man. Or did you clickbait us? I can't believe it. Will you guys stop? Will you all stop? I have never prepped something ahead of time because it was included in a thumbnail, and you all know it. The fucking sailor captain hat I also had to make midstream because one of you got really upset that I didn't have a captain's hat on for Dredge. But I did it because I spoil you. I spoil all of you. Did I even ask any of you to gift me subs in exchange for rapidly photoshopping a hat on? Did I even demand you all praise me, bow down, sacrifice your orphans to me in exchange for this demonic eye I now have? No, I haven't. I spoil you, and none of you respect the fact that I spoil you. All of you seem to think you deserve it 100%. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I've come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog is a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife.
You ever wonder why you don't try to bait people to gift subs? So you try baiting for some subs, then somebody gifts some subs, and you're forced to listen. You're forced to listen to your own voice saying something stupid. Because during your last subathon, someone paid you to make your 5x sub a stupid dead meme voice line. I imagine that's why I don't do this very often. I feel like I always forget what happens when I convince you guys to gift me subs. One of you gifts subs and I'm forced to remember what's going to happen. And it takes another couple of weeks for me to forget again before I try to bait gifted subs. And I hate it. The moment the voice started, I was about to say, "Oh my god, Sarah, thank you." Then the voice started playing and I couldn't speak. I couldn't think. It was just me being cringe. And drive safe, Queenie. Last minute pickups. I have to get plastic kitchen mat cover. Okay. Are you also unnecessarily good at the pole? I've never tried to pole dance. I'm about to make some burgers. Hell yeah. Get those burgers, darn ass. Let's see here. Why are we always streaming when we're driving? Why are you always driving when I'm streaming? Many of you just go out and start driving once I'm streaming. It's insane. I hate you. It's so stupid. Perfect. Yeah, the eye does look dumb. The worst part is because the eye has a shadow effect on it, you can see when I'm like looking directly ahead. You can see it's kind of got that fuzzy back shadow. But because the way I go transparent is I'm on a green background and we eliminate the green on the capture on the OBS, you can see where the shadow overlaps with the green background. You can see it slightly turn green because it's changing the color of the background just enough to not be caught by the remover. And that is sad and depressing. And I don't know how I feel about it. Should I go Cyclops mode or should I add a second eye and be like a two-eyed demon? I don't know. I'm good with either. Whoever wants to make the call on whether I go one eye or two, go ahead and make that call for me. I can finally look you in the eyes. Call me Polyphemus, because you're nobody to me. Wait, no, shit. That's actually kind of a good burn. Wait, hold on a second. Call me Polyphemus because you're nobody to me. Wait, that shouldn't go as hard as it. Polyphemus is the one who gets like punished in that. So why does that sound so fucking hard? Wait, hold on a second. Chat, wait, am I going crazy? Okay, Chaotica. Do you know about the Cyclops that got his eye stabbed out in the Iliad? Basically, in the Iliad, the main character says that his name is Nobody, and then he puts out a Cyclops' eye. When the Cyclops try to tell his friends who hurt him, he says, "Nobody hurt me." So they tell him to stop complaining then and leave him alone, essentially. But you took my sheep, my favorite sheep. Who gave you the right to make a wound so deep? Don't you know that pain you sow is pain you reap? Time to take the blood over where you stand. I'm sorry, the Polyphemus section of the fucking epic musical is just my favorite. There's just something about that slightly off auto-tune that is just gorgeous, and I love it, and I fall for it every time. All right, but I got to remember that now. I've got to end Sour. Thank you. Thank you, honestly, for the 5 gifted subs. Just never do that again. Never make me listen to that cringe. Who dares disturb me with a sub? Hi, Lane. How you doing? I accidentally baited Sour into gifting subs, and you were chosen at random. But how have you been? Didn't you message recently saying you were thinking of catching a stream? Because this sounds like the perfect time. How have you been? How's your...
come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog is a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife.
In my head, all I see is the Sonic movie part where they have the laser beam that cuts the moon in fucking half. I don't... Oh, God. Oh, my God. I hate it. I hate it so much. Thank you for another 5 gifted subs, Sour. Now stop that. Keep your money. Oh, there. Now we aren't spoiled. God damn it. Cheers, Sour. That shut him up. Yeah, it does shut me up. It shuts me up every fucking time. I'm pretty sure I was the one who paid you to do that originally. You know what, Sour? You might be. You might be right. I don't remember 100%. Honestly, I think I have the notebook from my subathon somewhere in my room, but I have to go digging for it for any chance to even find it. But that honestly makes a lot of sense to me. Oh, wait, it was me? I was responsible for that? All right, V. Don't you at me, Richard. Don't you fucking at me. By the way, Richard, you getting up to anything this weekend? Because I'm planning to stream. Then after stream, I'm going to shower because the pissing on the moon quotes makes me feel disgusting. So I will have to shower after the stream. But I'm just wondering if you getting up to anything this weekend, because I might be trying to go out to a bar or a club or do something once the sun goes down, but I haven't really decided yet. So I'm wondering what is your girl still sick, homie? Or is she feeling better? It wasn't me. I don't pay this man. Are you telling me I fell for low tier sub bait? Bruh. Now I make patties out of ground beef. Should I make them spicy or normal? Half spicy, darn ass. That's my opinion. Take however much spicy you're going to do, cut it in half. Add a little sugar. Pinch of salt. Ooh, and a little bit of Cajun mix. I've run into a problem with cooking lately that I've started to develop a habit of, there's like pre-made mixes, like there's the Chinese 5-spice, there's Italian spice mix, there's a Cajun spice blend that most stores have, and I've found I like a hint of it in a lot of things I cook, even if they aren't a Cajun style. And I don't know, I should probably really reread through the ingredients and try each of those ingredients individually, because it might be there's actually just one thing in there I'm wanting more of in my cooking, but I've been hitting more and more dishes that aren't Cajun at all, that I'm just adding just a hint of that Cajun blend just to try to get a bit of that flavor in it. And it's becoming a problem. It's becoming a problem. All my dishes are starting to taste more and more similar as time is coming on. And let me tell you, when your chili and your spaghetti sauce start moving closer and closer in flavor, there is a problem emerging. Let's hear. Garlic powder and onion powder are my go-to burger seasonings, plus salt and pepper, of course. It also depends how much you want your patties to hold together, because there are some interesting breading options that you can go really light on and knead into the burger patty. That'll get it a little more hold, and you can actually get some very interesting patties with just a little bit of certain types of breading mixes in there. That tends to be if you're not going for something too juicy, because it will dry the burger out a little bit. Hey, now you can't use reference. No, I told you polyphemus. Damn, call me Polyphemus, because you're nobody to me. I'm liking that. I'm gonna have to remember that. Let's see, you're going crazy. No, already crazy. Yes! Let's hear there are the subs. There's V, Lamau, Piss on the Moon. I'm staying inside to sun. Well, yeah, but after what, 7:30 or so? But can you get patty instead of a patty? Lane, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But you see, you wait until the sun goes down. Richard, come on, you kidding me? That's when I do my walk. I wait till the sun goes down, then I go out and that's when I walk. I sunburnt so bad on my very first day in LA. My skin is finally finished peeling from that, but I have adapted quickly. I have a nice late eggshell tan going, and I reduce my direct sun exposure. Sir, I do not do bars. What, you do not enjoy dancing, homie? Come on, everybody likes dancing. I'll be on tonight, though. Oh, okay. You wait until the sun goes down, and then you serenade a beautiful... Nah, dude, I just get tipsy, then I start dancing. No need to serenade. Listen, I ain't going out for anyone else. I'm going out for me. Couple of drinks, get on the dance floor, and just fucking go till my legs hurt. That's how I do it. At the store buying a mat and kissing gloss. Ooh, Queenie will send damage. Oh no. Call me Corbin Blue because I don't... Jesus fuck, Richard. Richard. A High School Musical reference in the year of our Lord 2025? We're making high school references. Richard, Trump is president, and we're making High School Musical references. Oh god, Eric, how do you feel that the fact that in ancient times, donkeys eating figs were so funny.
You my little Uncle Champ?
That people died on several occasions while laughing to death at it? Why? Why is donkey... One second. Donkey eating figs? Joke? It's said that the Stoic philosopher Sisyphus died laughing after seeing a donkey eating figs. What's the joke here? There is a joke there, though you might not find it very funny. It's often difficult to explain ancient jokes, and there'll be different explanations for this one. The basic elements are pretty standard fare for Greek comedy. Donkeys are stupid, and stubborn. Figs are commonly used as a slang term for female genitalia and unmixed wine. The drink of barbarians. It is a great recipe for comedic chaos. The word used for fig in the relevant passage is indeed the word that is often used to mean essentially pussy. But that doesn't seem to be the joke here. Rather, these three elements have something in common. They're a symbol of Dionysus, the god of drunken revelry. Donkeys and figs are associated with him. In the case of figs, the reason should be obvious, and nothing could be said about Dionysus than unmixed wine. Greeks would normally mix their wine with water and honey during drinking parties. One of the things the guests decided at the beginning of the night was how many parts water to mix with the wine. Drinking wine pure was thought to be a practice of wild barbarians who didn't know the Greek virtue of self-control. Some Greeks believed that drinking wine pure would make you go insane. But that, of course, was exactly the point for Dionysus. Personification, in other words, saw two things that reminded him of Dionysus. and saw immediately that a third thing could complete the picture so perfectly that Dionysus himself might just have to pop down of Olympus to give a round of applause. Donkey plus fig, funny. Donkey plus fig plus unmixed wine. What would be the odds? All right. So it's a bunch of references I'm too not Greek to get. Understood. What's worse, the fact that I made a reference or that you immediately got it? I'm sorry, how many references to I don't dance do you think there are, Richard? Richard, that's a very narrow pool you're digging in. Let me tell you, when I got stopped for a second when I read Corbin Blue, because I'm like, I have no clue who the fuck Corbin Blue is. Then all I got was because I don't dance, and reading I don't dance was immediately High School Musical song. Corbin Blue must have been the person singing it. All right, got it. Caught on. There's in fact several, but that's the most documented one. That was just donkeys look funny or something. Wasn't it's just a combination of references, but also, you know, now you know it could be because they thought the idea of a donkey eating pussy was funny. It is a little funny. What is it? P to A? Or A to P? Don't die now. Right? Because another name for a donkey is an ass. So, you know, I feel like we got some room. We got some room in here to make some ass to mouth jokes as well. Listen, there's just a lot of reference humor that could come in. No, what was it that I learned a while ago? No clue if this is true, but I hope it's true. I pray that it's true because the world is so much better if it's true. And that is that the word for male chickens, a cock, is actually a reference to male genitalia in almost every single language that developed their own name for the male chicken, essentially. That, like, everyone for some reason just agreed to call male chickens penises. I'm sure one of you could quickly find a counterexample to this to make this fact no longer true. Don't give me that information, I beg of you. I want it to be true. I need it to be true. I will be infinitely more happy if it is true. So just let me live in this world, okay? That's all I want. That's all I want, alright? Oh no. Hey y'all, by the way, I'm about to go stiff. So, my phone just restarted, and because of that, we won't have a capture device for a minute here. I'm terribly sorry, y'all. You're dealing with a very stiff tardigrade for a little bit. How you guys doing? So I'm making a batch of normal seasoned burgers, and I'll make seasoned burgers and spicy cheeseburgers. Ooh. Eric, I suddenly remembered a video that is absolutely moronic, and you would like to see it, as this conversation was the reminder. All right, Darnaz, you willing to drop it into the memes channel? Rip, big rip, everybody rip. Bull? Did Bull not work? What the? Hold on. Why would Bull not work? Bull. Wait, what is Bull? Bullshit? That wouldn't be Haru. That wouldn't be How Do They Find Me. That wouldn't be Suck. What is Bull? Wait. A bull is rapidly approaching your house. No, I'm actually... Bull. Alright, well, I still gotta wait for my whole fucking phone to restart, so I need to take a look at this. No one else used that redeem until I figure out what this is, even. So here, Twitch, we'll go to creator dashboard. We need to go to viewer rewards, channel points. Bull. It looks to be in like the same category as the how to do. Yeah, so that should be. It should be a video. All right, let me go check trigger fire then. Yes, we can authorize with Twitch. God damn it, trigger fire. All right, y'all, give me a second. No, you paid for this, so I'm going to make sure it happens. But I don't even slightly remember. All right, so I've got it here. Yeah, I know this one. Wait, let me... Wait, no, because someone did one of these earlier, right? Yeah.
Yes, I am Haru.
Oh, that's probably not good.
Yeah, because this is the hi, I'm Erik. Yes, that one. And this is fucking bullshit. Well, I didn't allow command. All right, let's just allow command for a second. Oh. All right, 1 second. I can find this. I can get this to you. I could probably get this to you. Hold on. Hi, I'm Erik. Hi, I'm Erik. Yes, that one. And I am a tardigrade. And as a tardigrade, I'm immune to many things. Freezing cold, extreme heat, radiation. But one thing I'm not immune to is this fucking bullshit. There we go. You paid for it, so I made sure you got it. Is my phone restarting? It is Sour. Thank you for the real sub. How you doing, my guy? And this one didn't even come with any cringe-ass voice lines from me. Normal subs. So much more delicious than cringe subs. Let's hear. I just thought about this. You know how companies are now simplifying logos now? They've been doing that past, like, 5 years, right? Pretty aggressively. I imagine you just recently heard about the Cracker Barrel. That one has been blowing up a little bit, but I don't know. It's not really much different than all the other companies that have been doing it for a while. Live version of a situation where mass production is needed with logo being too complex, then you can keep the original complex logo for ads and more. Well, more so it's a combination of things. The number one thing that companies are actually reducing their logos down, simplifying them, has been, and this is why tech started doing it first, is application usage. They need logos to be able to be used as clean and easily readable icons. So it is more so about the logo immediately being recognized on a list of applications. So that is a big reason for a lot of the simplification that has been happening. Now, if you're saying, why don't you just use a application logo and a main logo? The thing is, they want everybody to immediately know what logo is for what. And if you start using multiple different logos, you can run into a problem. Some companies are allowed to get away with that, but generally these are ones that are already pretty recognizable. And so they can do some minor edits or some very specific things to read between two different situations, but it's not something most places can get away with, especially not. Sorry, phone just came online and it's doing the everything has to reload part. Click. Click. Come on, come on. Are we back? We're back. And so a lot of companies just aren't able to do multiple logos without running into confusion or weird problems that crop up. And it's kind of an unfortunate thing, but basically it's all just to serve the application process. And the more stores that start shifting over to having their own apps or needing to be able to be listed on apps or anything like that, the more of them are going to simplify them down to being easily readable on your phone at the size that an app icon will be. And that really only gives you a very few number of pixels to work with. Yippee! And then there's Twitter. And then there's Twitter. People get used to both eventually if it's recognized. Yes, but you see, that's the thing, is that a marketing team is never going to be able to get away with the argument that, I mean, eventually people will get used to it. They're not allowed to do that. That's not what a marketing team is allowed to do. And that's part of the thing, is they need to make a new, single, consistent, fully usable icon that is as close to the original as possible, is as usable in this new situation, can still be used up on stores, signs, and everything. Basically, they are told to make one thing so it's as cheap as possible, perform every job perfectly. They are never going to succeed unless the business started as an app. So it started with its logo being designed within those parameters. They're never going to succeed at making something that is actually going to do every job it's supposed to. They're still going to be told to do it, and do it as cheap as possible, which means only one. There's a thing also that once a bunch of companies do it for logical reasons, a bunch of other companies are going to do it when it's illogical. True. Like Pepsi and Coke already had trademarks that have worked and they changed anyway. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But also Pepsi and Coke are one of those boys that just kind of got to keep re-upping. So if you want to think of another thing a lot of companies have to do, and you can notice this with like how McDonald's used to operate, not so much anymore, but a lot of other companies, if they're expecting to build like lifelong customers, this is why McDonald's had the play place and tried to look fun, use the clown, yada yada. This is why a lot of cereal boxes, well, not so much for cereal. Hey, Richard, thank you for the 20 months. And please drive safe. Don't type while you're driving. Please. This once. But a lot of companies that want to build lifelong consumers also want to re-up their branding every 20 years or so, because they want people to encounter their brand. They want a big brand boost with each generation, essentially. So each generation has their own immediately recognizable icon brand that they grow up with. It's sort of a very quick way to regain eyes on the icon and to try to reestablish it with the next age demographic, essentially, so they could try to build through. So every generational period or so, a lot of those long stay companies that want customers beginning to end of their lives are also going to do a rebrand just to take advantage of the inherent news cycle that crops up around a company changing up their branding. Yeah, just kind of like how Little Pig said more simply. Certain companies do it as a way to remain in the public eye. Oh, yep. So, what do we got? Sorry, y'all. I know we've already done quite a bit of yapping so far, but we do have something that y'all need. Something I have to present because we had a short come out today, and this is one you guys aren't getting away from, all right? Because this is the short that has taken me the most time to produce. It is a short that is the one that I made a lot of custom drawings for, so I'm gonna force you all to watch it, okay? Well, let's see here. This came out today, this morning, and it is doing dreadfully so far. Without a doubt. Making this short took me probably 3 or 4 times my normal production time for making a short. And essentially what happened is I took a story time. I was telling you guys about the time my power went out. And, to trim it down to 1 minute, I ended up having to take out a lot of the more interesting parts of the story until it boiled down to my power went out. Then it came back. I want pizza. And I'm looking at this edited down version of the short and I'm like, how do I make this something that's even slightly worth watching? How do I make this not be the worst short I've ever made? And I decided to go all in on something I know many of you love, which is my little jank-ass tardigrade drawings. So I made over 35 images just for the short to create a little low energy fucking animation for the story. I hope you all appreciate it, because boy howdy has YouTube not. Wait, is it not capturing? God damn it. I even set it up. Was that muted? Oh, yeah, YouTube audio was muted.
But how
All
are
right.
y'all doing?
I got you.
I had
got
a
you.
horrible evening. My
No
power
map found.
went
I'm
out.
sorry,
That was at, I
Queenie.
think, 5:30 my time. But I decided, power's out. I need to get some stuff. I went down to the mall, did a bit of shopping, came back. Power was still out. Went back out, do a bit more of a walk. Came back. Power was still out. Pulled out my phone and took a look at the power company. This is going to be out until 8:30. God. Do I gotta figure something else out for dinner? Like, well, 8:30 ain't too late. Like, I'll cook up dinner at 8:30 then when the power comes back. 8:30 rolls around and it's updated its prediction to 11:30 at night. Fuck, I need to get somewhere before, like, anything closes down so I can actually get a hot meal tonight. I get my coat, get my shoes on, get everything ready. I grab the door handle. And goddamn power comes back. the second. And it's just like, no, I was gonna go down and get some pizza. I kind of got excited for pizza instead of leftovers tonight. Yep, so there we go, y'all. There's the short, there's all of my images, and
We probably don't watch the short if you make a habit of showing it on stream. Really? Really, Little Pink? Really? You're not gonna watch my short if I'll play it on stream for you? Is that how much you care about me? Is that, but well, I mean, Little Pink, you don't have to watch the streams. They'll all be just VODs on the YouTube anyway. You don't have to watch anything. Everything will be somewhere else anyway. I thought you guys would enjoy coming, and then I could tell you about why I drew the pictures. I could point out funny things. For example, this entire fridge scene. I just looked up a stock image of a fridge, put it on my art tablet, and just traced it. And I added an egg as an Easter egg for you guys. Maybe you could ask questions about the short since I'm here, instead of telling me you don't want to watch it anymore, Little Pink. Oh, man, we do a little yapping. That is okay, Ultima. That is okay. We do 40 minutes of delightful yapping. Oh, indeed. I mean, I watched it all the way through. Oh, you did watch it, Little Pink. So what you're saying is, what if someone did something that I don't know anybody who did? So you're just trying to paint the worst possible scenario to me. Is that what you're doing? But yeah, so this took me like 3 or 4 hours for drawing all the images and doing all the little frames line up and everything. And this is so far of this release of shorts been my absolute worst one. So I think I'm learning a lesson here that drawings will not save a story time. But we will see. I'm very excited for the next one. I don't know if you guys even slightly, obviously all of these are top of mind for me because I was doing, one sec, I just want you guys to see, this is the upcoming one. So I know, like, because of how long ago all of my streams are when I do the shorts for them, because like all of these are like, I think a month ago at this point that I'm getting through rewatching and making the shorts out of. I feel like you guys probably don't remember a lot of what was going on, but I have Do y'all remember when someone came into chat and mentioned they were going to go play a game called Wuthering Waves? And I decided, since I hadn't even heard of this game before, to fully try and guess what the game was about. Let's see here. I want to see if I... Well, I made a full short of my guessing process. And I think you guys are going to appreciate it, especially if you fully forgot this conversation. Because I think I did pretty good. So keep your eye peeled. That'll be coming out Monday. And I think that's going to be one of the better ones I have that are coming out. Because what do we still have? We have the Withering Waves one. Oh, back when we were talking about flashbangs at the beginning of one stream. Story of visiting the kids. Me with washboard abs. Roly polies. Beautiful. Oh no, last one I want to share. This is just because I got the perfect thumbnail for this one. Hey chat. Have any of you ever argued with my mom? Alright. We've been yapping way more than usual. I don't know, if I had kept going for 5 minutes though, we would have been at 1 hour yap time. That could have been good. But no, I will not force you all to wait in this world much longer. That is a strong short thumbnail. That is a very strong shorts thumbnail. I agree, Little Pink. Oh yeah, but no, I did hear that YouTube has been doing some weird AI upscaling with their shorts lately. I've heard a lot of conspiracy theories around it, but until anything new comes up, I'm not too personally certain of what all that is. I feel like the easy answer is going to be something about trying to save on data, right? Where you just aggressively compact the data, right? And then you let the AI upscale it. Another thing is just, I mean, they might be just trying to train their AI. What could be interesting is this could be an AI training process, actually. What if they are, like, at this point, every company is realizing now that all of these servers and everything they've bought are no longer turning, like, there hasn't been a profit that's come up to this point, and it's really looking like harder and harder. They're gonna have a harder and harder time to actually produce a profit. So it could be a lot of these companies are now trying to figure out a way to get any value out of it. And it kind of makes sense for YouTube to now be trying to figure out what, besides, you know, being a large language model, their AI can do. And if we could just be the experiment right now, essentially, if their AI can start doing effective upscaling, downscaling, all of that, and then they just run it as another background feature to assist with data processing, that feels like both something that's useful, that they can finally get their AI involved in, and something that is vague enough in the value add, something where you get to start using a lot of buzzwords for how much server space we're saying, how much this is reducing data loads, how effective this is at being for engagement, how we can blah blah. It gets you a lot of keywords that you get to throw at your investors. And even if essentially it's not doing a lot, you get a lot of leeway with your investors. So if I'm to give my leading theory, my personal leading theory, knowing almost nothing about it, is that YouTube is currently trying to figure out a good background thing they can do with their AI servers that lets them throw out a lot of numbers and buzzwords so that when this big bubble of money and speculation has been happening finally bursts, they're able to dam the flow somewhat. Essentially, I think they are I think they're marketing farming right now. They're trying to figure out what they can do with it. I don't think there have been some people that have been saying, like, really conspiratorially, that they're trying to get people used to seeing AI generated images so they can start just doing AI content to replace their content creators. But the truth is, YouTube pays their content creators so little for the amount of content they're given that I don't know if risking upsetting them to try to get people more used to AI slop is actually a value add for them. It's like the most conspiratorial I've seen. But I really think right now that everyone is starting to feel the tension in the AI bubble, and people are desperately trying to figure out their way to avoid the fallout. That's my theory, essentially. I mean, honestly, from what I've seen in general, I don't think I've seen a single AI upscale that looks horrible or adds in weird stuff. At least personally. Yeah, and what I'm saying, more so what it is it's not necessary. It's really not necessary. And even if you're saving some data by, downscaling everything and then letting the AI upscale or downscale how you want, you're still spending more on running the AI than you would have been on just storing the data. But you don't have to tell investors or people who are speculating on investments. Well, technically, if you compare the total cost of storage versus the total cost of running the AI for this process, you don't have to do that. You could just say, when we run the AI, it reduces our server storage, and you don't have to go back and prove whether that's more or less efficient. You just have to prove that it is reducing a thing that costs. And that's what I think is ultimately happening here. Like I said, I think they're marketing farming to try and dodge the worst of the potential downfall that's sort of brewing right now. The fears that are coming up. I've been hearing more and more of the low-end AI company, like none of the big boys, essentially. But a lot of the people on the lower end have suddenly been getting shafted. Like, investor money has been disappearing from the bottom, slowly working its way up. And if you think about, for example, the dot-com bubble, which happened, like, the internet didn't die after the dot-com bubble. The dot-com bubble still, like, we still have websites. We just have significantly fewer websites than we originally had at the beginning of that bubble. And essentially that's most likely what's going to be happening with AI, is just what was dozens and dozens of companies are going to get sliced. And there's going to be just a few of the big boys left. And all of the big boys want to lose as little of the money that they currently have as possible. Looking for ways to, let's see here, to find actual value. Just looking for ways to express that they've found value. It doesn't actually have to be efficient or adding value, but it has to be something that you can express as a value add. Can YouTube recently make rules AI content channels don't get monetized? I have no clue, actually. I don't know about that. The spam ones. Also, AI slop is worse for YouTube as a platform since it becomes prolific. But then, yeah. So that's where I don't think the big conspiracy theory one is the actual truth. I think it's the most basic of marketing, just trying to make sure they have arguments that they can make and maintain, Even a fact check on YouTube. Also, the game is lying to us. You're not a human. You're a tardigrade. I am a tardigrade. But, y'all. With that, I want to say welcome. No more yapping, no more off-topic questions. Today, we are checking out a new game. And not just a new game, but a demo. That's right, this game isn't even truly out yet, so anything you see might not be representative of the final version of the game. Blah, 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 yeah. Today, we are checking out a game called Just a Shadow Game. What's funny is before I started stream, I was just grabbing different pieces to throw into the title and whatnot. I was moving between applications, and I noticed when I was grabbing the audio for the stream that the application that was running wasn't called Just a Shadow Game. It was letters. So you would think, what, Just a Shadow Game? So JASG? No. The letters for this game's application is JAGWS. Jaguars. Let's hear. I'm gonna type it out for you. Jagws. And I think that this game's files are still using an original version of the game's name, and it was renamed to just a shadow game. And based on the letters they have and their current naming convention, I think this game was actually originally called just a game with shadows. Yeah. No, Lane, you got it. You got my prediction as well. I'm pretty sure that that's what it used to be called. It was just a funny thing I noticed when I was setting up. But this is your classic deck builder roguelike game. So we're going to be going through a bunch of different combats. We're going to be picking different routes to travel through the world. And we're going to be going through kind of a demon sacrifice theme. But this game's a little different from other roguelike deck builders. Most deck builders, as you know, have really followed aggressively from the Slay the Spire style and kind of worked within how Slay the Spire works. So there'll be mana costs, different cards are attack versus defense, yada yada, things like that happening. Just a Shadow game, however, has played with it quite a bit more. As in this game, we have to consider timing, positioning, and lanes. Instead of just being a normal deck builder, we are placed on this big-ass board. Here's us, here's the enemy. We each have our own ritual circles, which we will use to make use of our cards. Some cards will create units, some cards create spell effects, some cards are powers, some cards are temporary, some cards are permanent. A lot of that's recognizable. How we use them exactly is much, much different. So, every round, our opponent here, the Shadows, will start casting up their spells. Let's go ahead and take a look. We could see on their ritual circle, they have a Goblin Shack and a Goblin Shack. So, on prayer, these will spawn goblins. So, what's a prayer? At the beginning of every round, our little ritualist and theirs will begin moving around the circle. Round 1, I think they make 1 circle. Round 2, they make 2, and so on and so on and so on as we go deeper and deeper and deeper. So that means at the beginning of the round, they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they'll hit this building first, then this building. And when they hit the Goblin Shack, they'll spawn a goblin that'll move down this lane. When they hit this one, they'll move down this lane. So where the Goblin Shack is put determines what order they go in and determines the lane they move down to attack us. We need to defend our little sacrifice here, because taking out their sacrifice versus taking out our sacrifice is how it works. And while we're fighting with goblins, we have the much more evolved version of goblins, the classic enemy of every game. That's right. We have rats. You have to consider me. Ooh, Lane. So, Mega Man Battle Network? I've never played Mega Man Battle Network. Maybe. So, tossing a bit of a curse of Necrodancer. I actually found a roguelike Mega Man Battle Network accidentally. Oh, God. So, as you can see, we have 3 mana. Cards cost mana. There are also other costs. For example, you can see this card has a sacrifice cost, which means we'll have to sacrifice another card that has been played. But first, we're going to take a Ratman, and we're going to drop him, let's see here, to be directly opposed to their Goblin. And the reason we're going to drop him here is we spawn units and they move forward. So if I put, for example, all of my spawns at the front, if at any point their enemies get to the spawn building and start destroying it, or if at any point they have units get past a spawn building onto our unit here and start attacking our sacrifice, as we spawn units, they won't be able to interrupt them. So I always want to put my spawns behind our sacrifice so they can always be coming forward to save him from enemy units attacking. So we'll do that. And then we're also going to play an Altar of Bones. Nah. Let's just drop another rat. We'll drop it here. But then we're going to do a soul casting. So this is a sacrifice building. So we click on it, then we have to sacrifice one of our other buildings. And when we do, we can now place it. So since this doesn't spawn things, this just attacks, we'll go ahead and place it forward. And now whenever this tile gets landed on by our prayer dude, he'll go ahead and shoot some balls out. Finally, whenever we sacrifice, we gain sacrifices. That's a resource we don't get to use right away, but sacrifices are very, very important to get extremely strong extremely quickly. But that's all of our mana. We can't play anything else. We'll go ahead and end our turn, and both of the ritualists will begin their dance. So they go around. You can see because of that one's positioning, it'll be activated after this goblin is spawned. So he'll land on this at the same time we land. So because this is their middle tile, they'll land on that the same time we're landing on this one, which means they'll spawn their goblins. And then the next turn, we activate this, which kills their goblins. So we have a perfect rhythm over here to make sure nothing actually comes out of this guy. Basically, we have a perfect rhythm as opposed to his rhythm. I have to look at my Steam library. Give me a second. I know I enjoyed both of the Acid games. Ooh. Is there meant to be no audio? I feel like audio should be coming through. I know I set up to capture an audio. Yeah, I have a Shadow Game audio. I'll reset it, I guess, but... yeah, no, that's not capturing. All right, well, we'll give up on that one then. Yeah, we'll take the audio capture from Hellclock. What's that, Deep? All right, that one's working. I know it's a demo, it feels weird to have no music or sound effects. No, that was on me, Lane. I did have another audio capture capturing it, but I guess it wasn't displaying it. But it looks like Deep is working. Yeah. Every time you do shorts, it screws up the audios? I don't think it's that, but maybe. So all right, so we have our kind of little bit of counter and build. So we have 2 rats, so we have 1 rat spawn versus 2 goblin spawns now. We have this ritual, which is permanently keeping this goblin spawn down. We have a new lane with goblins spawning in it. So we will want to put another rat there. And something you can see is after we've done a ritual with a tile taken, it is expanded so we can go further. So if we ever need to go further out to the right, to the left, make things deeper, or build forward, we need to drop here, and then next round we'll be able to go more forward. The next round we can go more forward. So let's go ahead and build up our rats to sort of counter a bit. Yeah, we'll just basically build to perfectly counter with the rats we have, and then we're going to build an Altar of Bones. Altar of Bones is a unique building for us because it only does an effect once. Where every other building has prayer, on prayer it does something, this is on place. This is going to deal damage plus 1 attack per building around this structure. So if we put it here, it'll gain 1 attack, and on place, we'll throw out some shadows, we do a bit of free damage to the goblin spawns. But now we're out of mana, and since this only does something on place, these are terrific towers for us to sacrifice later on. That's all we got, so we'll end turn. And the rats fighting. Yeah, so it looks like this dude's only going to be dropping goblin spawns. Alright, so it's definitely time. We'll use the... oh, right click shows more info. Sorry, tutorial's trying to make me do some stuff. There we go. Alright, so we're going to sacrifice this building since it doesn't really do anything. And we are going to play the Soulcaster pretty far forward in a way that it'll be able to hit all these guys. At the same time, we can now drop a new Altar of Bone in the middle here, and since it'll be adjacent to 2 buildings, it'll gain even more attack. Push those gobos back. Add in some new rat spawns. And that's all we can do for now. I love how the red guy just dancing. Yeah, I know they're supposed to be praying, but I also think of them as dancing as they're going around the circle as well. They do be adorable. Alright, we're gonna do some more of these ritual bones up here, just kind of get some free damage off, essentially. We're seeing more goblins building up over on the sides. We're gonna add in another rat spawn. And then we can get 2 adjacent buildings here? Trying to think if there's a really good bone spot, but not great. So I'm a little concerned with how many goblins are coming, so we're gonna try to match them with a bunch of our own rat spawns. Now luckily we have these 2 like triple attack rituals, so they're gonna be doing a lot of work for us. Yeah, you can see we had a goblin get up and destroy a building. Luckily it was just one of the altar of bones that only does something on place, but still, that means they were getting a little close. So we'll place that. Get this altar. No enemies would be caught there. Fill that in. And finally, we have gotten to the enemy's circle, so they've spawned their big boss, the Goblin Captain. He's very strong. We're gonna have a bit of a rough time dealing with him, but we're gonna do our best. So we got in 2 more rats, get 1 altar of bones, deal some damage, and we'll let it ride. Be careful, we only have 1. God, they just cranking out this. Ooh, yay, new caster. All right, we're gonna sacrifice. We're gonna make sure we drop this in a spot we'll be able to hit their goblin dude. Hell yeah. Get another rat building and another altar of bones just out in front, both to be kind of like a wall and to deal a bit of damage. Hell yeah. We're gonna let it ride. As soon as we kill their big boss, I think we win. It's really about trying to focus everything down to hitting this guy. Luckily, with all these like triple shot rituals, each of these are worth like 2 goblin spawns. So if we can keep these up, we do pretty good. But the field is starting to get a little flooded, and there's only so much we can do. So maybe we just spam altars of bones just to give us a little bit of a push here, so that we can push onto their big boss. Oh shit, we got him. Yeah, so we killed the goblin boss. So we win. We got 2 gold coins. And now we get to pick a loot card. So here on prayer, allies equal to this card. Whenever a card is exhausted, draw 2 cards and gain energy per building card. So I think all of our cards right now are building cards, right? Because we only have the Altar of Bone, the rat, or the rat shacks, and those So I think all of our cards are currently buildings. So we draw 2 cards, they're both buildings. This costs nothing to draw 2. Yeah, that interesting card. All right, so we've won a fight. So now we get into the classic deck builder. We pick which direction we're going. So we head into the woods, and I think we'll be given 2 options. Yeah, and then each option has a collection of things we can do. So instead of picking 1 event at a time, we pick a set of events. Over here... Oh, wait, is this... So I think we had a mansion and a corpse and a mansion, so it really didn't matter which direction we go. But the mansions give us rarer buildings, and the corpse gets us, like, a unit card. So what do we got? The Grave of Swords. On prey, +2 something, but -1 health. So as we pray at this building, it gains damage, but loses health, so it dies over time. But whenever we sacrifice something, we create a ghost. And I imagine the ghost scales with... Okay, so our ghost gets stronger and stronger, but we have a limited number of turns to spawn the ghost before this dies. Okay, interesting. Interesting if we're doing a lot of sacrificing. The 3x slasher ton. On prey damage all in path. What is the path? Wait, sacrifice 6? Okay, so this is a really big sacrifice building. Hopefully that means it does crazy good. Let's see here. And then we have a 2x ballista. Prey attack all enemies in a lane, so these will clear out a whole lane for us. And on sacrifice, whenever we sacrifice something, ooh, they become a cheaper prayer cost, so they fire faster and faster as we sacrifice things. In that case, I'm leaning towards ballistas, but what do you guys say? Do we want to spawn a bunch of ghosts? Do we want to shoot a bunch of crossbows? Or do we want to find out what the Slasherton does? First person in the chat gets it. Whatever you guys want. Give me the build. And then all of these are building, so all these are going to work with our draw 2 cards card. Gun? Alright. I'll take that as ballista. Hey, is that Kindred? Polyamorous? Unfortunately, that's not any of the cards we have available, but we'll take the ballistas. How you doing, Kindred? When was the last time you hopped into stream, my guy? Listen, I felt like the ballistas were the closest to a gun, so... Discard your hand, gain energy next turn equal to discarded cards, +2 summon for adjacent buildings. That's interesting. I think I'm gonna take Nightmare Gaze. Hi, gang. Been a hot minute, but hope y'all been well. Yeah, I hope you've been well too, Kindred. What have you been up to? You've been working on any artwork or anything crazy? We are checking out Just a Shadow game. It's a new roguelike that is based in deck building, but makes use of timing, positioning, and a few more unique mechanics. Alright, we're gonna nest Insight since we only have building cards, so that's just a free draw 2. Then we have Nightmare, so we can play this, it'll get exhausted to give us spawn 2 to both of our adjacent buildings. So we'll get 3 Ratmen off of 1 cast. So fill up a whole row. Ooh. So if I cast 1 Altar of Bone, that won't do anything, but the second one will have 1 adjacent building. Oh, did we free snipe? Oh, it looks like we took out only half its health. That's fine. We're fine. That's okay. This game looks pretty neat. Yeah, it only has a demo right now, so no official gameplay. Like no confirmation what is or isn't reminiscent of the final status. But we only just started because chat had me yapped for an hour for some reason. All right, so these ballistas we want to sacrifice, and they'll clear a whole lane. So what lane? I want to clear this lane, but ooh, to do that I'd have to sacrifice. All right, so we're gonna sacrifice one of these. We can put you there and you there. That's all of our energy, but we now have ballistas set up for each lane. And oh, they have prayer 6. Right, because their prayer cost goes down every time we sacrifice. So we want to get up to like 5 sacrifices after they've been placed. Okay. Okay. Art's keeping me busy as always? Yes, Ultima asks, what are you working on now, Kindred? I'm very interested. See, the roguelite Mega Man Battle Network game I found was One Step from Eden. Okay. So we want sacrifice. We'll play Nest Insight. Hopefully we draw a sacrifice building. Dang. Okay. We got our triple Altar of Bones. Honestly, I think we do that because we might be able to snipe out this big building before he even gets to spawn anything with it. Oh, not quite. How much? 5 HP. It was left with 5 HP. Remember that? No, that won't hit it. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna drop more rats and let her ride. So unfortunately didn't get any sacrifices to make our ballista start firing faster yet, but we have a lot of rats spawning. We took out that big building. Our rats are in their spawn circle already, which means I think the big boss is already getting dropped. No? Alright, Soulcaster, because we do want to sacrifice to make our ballistas faster. Place that there, and place the triple rat spawn. I think this might be a quick fight. I think we might have got them really hard with that tripling. Yeah, that one power card that exhausted itself that let us triple grab these rat spawns. That card was insane. You know, our rats are just feasting right. Yeah, the Nest of Ins. No, it wasn't the Nest of Insight, right, because it exhausted the card, but we have the Altar of Moon. Do I even... I mean, there's not really a reason not to play it, right? But I'm surprised they haven't spawned, like, because this isn't the boss, right? Yeah, so we free sniped one of the 2 buildings he was able to drop. I think we just have this guy aggressively beat. Are you familiar with the term white woman normal? I am not, Kindred. You might need to explain that to me. I'm familiar, guys, with fighting game terminology. I didn't realize white woman normal is fighting game terminology, Kindred. Oh god, I am now aware of the joke. Oh god, it's my favorite fighting game term. Might have told these people because it's very funny. I have no clue what that is. Alright, so we're gonna do this because we want to sacrifice, makes those guys even faster, drop him there. We could do another triple rat spawn. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to play anything else. At this point, I think we have him so far behind, there's no real... Yeah, our rat swarm is just going to absolutely crush. Alright, y'all. The Gaze card that gives us +2 spawn to whatever cards were adjacent to it is insane. That thing is so powerful. Gain 2 temporary pagan. Ooh, that could be really, really good. Okay, free sack card, but we don't super need it. We only have 3 energy, so we actually can't use the Harbinger Hatch. Do we church? Well, it's 2 sacrifice, right? So once we get the ballista out, if we have a bunch of bone temples to sacrifice with the church, that could actually be a really good way just to crank out a lot of sacrifices. So let's go with it. So we'll use the church less for its heal and more for its sacrifice potential. For those who don't know, a white woman normal is a slang term given to a low sweeping kick attack that a lot of the... Okay, it's one of those things that just kind of happens enough to get its own term. I got you. I see what's happening, Kindred. I'm returned with burgers, and they were tasty. Hell yeah, Darness. How is it? The normal versus the spicy. Which were better, Darness? So what do we got? From his soul, gain a rare spell card. Hungry Ghost sells anything for coins. Gain a common spell card. Remove 2 of your cards. Alright, let's go this route. We'll use the banish to reduce our deck down a little bit, because I think we actually want to get rid of some of our bone altars. Since we have the card that double spawns, and we'd rather double spawn either the rats or the sacrifice building. +1 summon to all building cards in your hand. Unplayable. All cards adjacent gain summon effect. Okay. Summon a temporary pagan. This card was exhausted. Summon a troop. I think I'm gonna Howler Barricade, actually. Okay, so yeah, if we are getting to the point that, like, each of our cards is gonna have 4 or 5 copies summoned up at once, I think it's gonna be really good. So yeah, we're gonna toss 2 of our altars of bone because we want to get all our permanent buildings gaining a ton of extra spawn. And finally, finally we're going to the store and we have what, 5, 6 cards. So what do we got? Hog's Hearth, Temporary Pagan. Deal 3 damage to random enemies based on your amount of fields. I don't think we have any fields. Or coin trade want? Is that a question mark? Can I get it? Wait, do I click on it or? Wait, do I want something that isn't coins or? You, sir, how do I use this? Right, this only costs 1, so this is a good check. So if do I just click on it? Yeah, so I just click on it. Alright, that's a little upsetting. What? Put a coin on it? I thought I did put a coin on it. I sadly didn't get to make the spicy. I was trying to pre-make burgers. I couldn't find my seasoning. Oh, I'm sorry, darn ass. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm drawing right now. Hell yeah, dude. Have you been checking out all the different streams of people looking at the V cards? I know Junie did her own, and I know there have been a couple other people. I haven't actually caught any, but I'm curious how the card opening streams have been, my dude. This one's summoned to all building cards in hand. Well, we don't have a lot in our hand, actually. Alright, well, let's nest in sight. Should draw 2. And we can Howler Barricade, which will double all of these. Gives us 2 Ratmen to play. And then I think I'll actually do this right now to give us a 4 soul that we can do later. Now, this does mean we have a very weak start. Since we only have 2 buildings, they also only have 2 buildings, but they have 2 pagans. So this is where sacrificing becomes very, very important. This is the last main mechanic I know of in the game. And that is whenever we... Oh! And this is the unlock portion. Please, I need your help. Type, help me. You just need type, help me. Please, I need your help. Type, help me. I need help, help. Alright. Huh? Oh! Uh-oh. Hey, can you read this? Oh my god. You can see me, thank you. The game. It came alive. A demon trapped me in your own game. Look, he uses 2 pagans, but you're stuck with 1. That's unfair. Listen, friend, I can help you summon more pagans. But you must promise to help me escape in the full game. Here's what to do. Type update summon into this command. Then press the warlock puppet. You'll see something new. Only one that I know of that was gotten was one of Bow's fans. Got her 1 of 1 Bowberry card. Delightful. She wasn't able to get any of her own 10s though. Yeah. So now you can see we can summon a new permanent pagan. However, we need 3 sacrifices before that happens. So, first things first, we're going to grab our ballista here. We're going to start setting up. Boop, boop. We'll want to match a little bit of the spawn energy, but that's all we've got. So, the big things now are going to be starting to do more and more sacrifices. We want our church, we want our sacrificial altars and whatever. We want to start sacrificing buildings. Because if we can sacrifice 3 buildings, we can go up to 2 pagans. If we have 2 pagans going around, everything starts escalating quickly. Basically, we can start getting into some crazy exponential growth. So let's go ahead, do 1 sacrifice, gets us 4 spawns of our Soulcaster. Then this church will do 2 sacrifices. And that'll get us 2 churches. And we'll slowly start rebuilding our Ratman. And that was 3 sacrifices in total, so we can already summon a new pagan. So we're gonna have 2 pagans that'll go around, which means we'll basically be double procking all 4 of those altars we just got. And then to get our 3rd pagan, we'll need to get 6 new sacrifices. But now, with having 4 altars that are getting double procced, you can start to see the power of having multiple pagans very, very quickly. We are now at the point where we're throwing out 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24 bolts on every loop. 3, 4. Things are gonna be getting very, very goofy very, very quickly. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say getting all those cards that give us, like, additional spawns and stacking all of it onto one of these altars was such a stupid and amazing idea. So you can see this goblin, instead of spawning a champion we have to fight, has this lightning tower. So they're going to clear out our minions very, very quickly, but it does mean it won't be able to push out and attack us. Let's go ahead and nest inside, because we don't really want more churches. Like, getting the sacrifice isn't bad, but I'd rather use this for the sacrifice. Get a few more rats out and going, just so we keep a bit of a front line, and let's let her run. Oh my god, yeah, if we can get the sacrificial altar up to 4 spawns like that, and get 2 pagans rotating, I don't know if there's anything that'll stop us. So here's those for a second. Ooh, more ballista. I don't think I'm allowed to not take something. So maybe we'll take the ballista. We do quite a bit of sacrificing now, so we could get a bunch of ballista down to, like, insta-proc. If we get 1 in each lane, they'll basically fully clear out the map for us. We're already pretty well set up. Banish 2 cards, gain a common spell, gain a common building card, banish 2, a chest will have coins, and a rare building. I think I'm more interested in the rare building and some free coins. Because I want to get enough coins now that when we visit the fucking merchant, we can see what that, one thing, the, what was it? The mystery bag does. Do I want to banish anything out of my deck? We're already down to only 2 altars of bone. I don't know if I want to banish anything, honestly. Yeah, I think we just leave. Like, our deck is pretty narrow already. I at least want some of those altars of bones to be like quick damage or a quick sacrifice. 1 coin. Nice. Alright, what are our rares? The Grave Robber, which could be good. A Bombard. Alright, I think I'll take the Slasherton. So this is a sacrifice 6. So that's really hard to use unless we get an insane spawn stacking going. But with sacrifice 6, that does mean we'll be able to get a lot of pagans up and running very quickly. Now, I don't know how big the range on the Slashertons are, but if the range is big enough, maybe the Slasherton building is like a solo carry, essentially. Okay, I'm actually going to play this Altar of Bone, just so there's nothing in between the Nightmare Gaze and our Soulcaster. Because I want to have at least 3x on the Soulcaster. Put them in the front like before, and that should keep these guys cleared out. Yeah, that's an amazing defensive. Oh, did you just give me a curse? Oh, hi. Big dog, very angry. Okay, so Slasherton will need to sacrifice 6. Okay, so we're going to spend all of our mana just get a bunch of rat buildings out. We didn't really have what we needed to do, either mana-wise to get the Ballista, or... Well, this is a 0 cost. If I do 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, rough. 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that took out a lot, but we could already summon a new pagan. I guess we'll see. So they should take out everything directly in front. With 2 pagans, we're throwing a lot of these. Yeah, let's nest in the site, see what we can get. Ooh, Soulcaster, but I have to sacrifice... Wait, but then I could sacrifice 1 Soulcaster. For 3. Beautiful. Oh, but I should have placed the Ballista first. Because the Ballista get cheaper every time you sacrifice. But that's okay. We're okay. Honestly, these blenders might be the game winner. Yeah, because they're able to take out buildings. And they clear lanes, so if you get 1 across each lane, there's not a lot the enemy can do to get through them. Inherently playing them, you'll always have at least 2 of your, You will always have at least 2 pagans, because you have to sacrifice 6. You'll always at least get that first one. If I want to do another one of you, let's place another rat. Let's get one of these fears out of our hand. So to sacrifice 6, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4. I could actually take out 2 of these. That was 6 sacrifice, so these 3 ballistas should now be 3. And that now gets us +2 of these guys. Because that was a 6 sacrifice, we should go up to our 3rd pagan. Are these windmills actually fully like the insta-win, or... Oh my god, and all of my ballistas are down to a 0 cast charge, so they're just constantly shooting. Ooh, but we do have one goblin who's actually really close. Hold up. Wait, do I not have what I need to deal with one? Alright. We might be in a little bit of trouble here. Here's what we do. Rat. Ballista. And we let that go for a round. Now these ballistas are 6 cast. Oh yeah, that goblin got all the way up and he almost took out a tower. Now we're having a few rats to slow them down. What we need to do now is get a few more sacrifices up and running so that we can get these ballista down to 0 cast as well, because then they'll keep those lanes totally clear. Do more rats, get these fears out of our deck, at least 2 of them. We'll end turn. Oh shit, is he walking? He doesn't seem to be walking. I think we're okay. But I think our blender build has kept all of their goblins very far away. Let's do a nest insight, hell yeah. We can start doing these guys. We'll need 6. We've only got 4 spawns. So if we drop one more multi-rat, we could sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4. Only rat buildings. 6 sacrifice gets these ballista down to 0 cost. We can go full width and start layering in more blenders. Replace some of the rat spawns we just took out. And was that enough? Not quite enough for another pagan. We need 3 more sacrifices, then we could do a 4th pagan. Oh, and our rats are going for the big guy. We do not seem to be doing enough damage to him. So we need to figure out a way specifically to hurt him, I guess. And I think soul casters are going to be our best option there. Yeah, so we layer in 3 soul casters. Those should be able to hit him pretty good. Rat spawns. We'll see if those can distract him. Get rid of a fear, and that means 2 more sacrifice before we can get our next pagan. Okay, so I'm learning the downside of this build. These struggle to take out bosses. Yeah, our caster altars are pretty good against bosses. These are... Okay, so these kill units and buildings very good. But we need our soul casters to really take out homeboys. So I'm actually going to sacrifice, I think, this far away one. He doesn't have anything that's ever going to spawn there. We're just going to layer all 3 of these dudes just to be hitting them hard. Honestly, I think this double layering of the caster is taking out a building. Yeah, I think it's all our casters. And our caster took him. Okay. So we now know we can't sacrifice all of our casters. We need them to deal with bosses. Oh! Never mind. Hey guys, so that's the game. I... Oh my god. I didn't beat it before. I only got into like the first round of the demo and I was really liking what I was seeing, so I didn't realize I was almost at the end while I was playing. So let's do another round. Let's go for a completely different build this time though. So we don't want to do the blender buildings. We don't want to do the really aggressive increasing spawning and sacrificing, okay? So what we want to go for a unit focus build. So that's what we'll do. So instead of soul casters and ballistas and those windmills, we just want to see a big army. I think that's our goal. It is only the demon though. That's true. That's true. You don't want to do an only soulcaster build? I mean, that would be interesting. But isn't that functionally what our last build was? Like, obviously we got into the windmills and everything. But I'm just saying, isn't that pretty much what it was? Was just an all, like, casting building build? Get more rats and what, just a bunch of bone altars to push these gobos back? Hi, Rye. Welcome, welcome. You missed it. We already beat the game. But how you doing, my guy? How's your week going? How are you? How's everything? And do you have any weekend plans, homie? And there's your giant straw. Oh, do you think maybe that mystery bag that the shop owner has is something we can't do in the demo? If that's something we can't do in the demo, that would be very sad. More rats. More rats. Not this weekend, just playing Warframe, but next weekend's coming over to do a late celebration of my B-Day. Hell yeah, right? Happy birthday. I'm sorry I missed it. What birthday is it for you, if you don't mind sharing? First round, we haven't really had any cards to actually look at. We're just gonna, let it fly as much as possible. But yeah, so this was the demo I was playing. This game got me a little interested. As you saw very early on, kind of the rhythm and the positioning is a layered on element I haven't seen in really any other deck builders. Obviously, this is more akin to some of like the tower defense style roguelike games, which aren't normally like totally death builder to the same degree that this one is. So I think this is probably the closest marriage I've seen of the deck builder roguelike with the tower defense roguelike, both of which have kind of spawned out of sort of the same genus. This has done some interesting mixing, and even in the tower defense ones, it's not as much looking at the rhythm of anything as just positioning. So I hope they do a lot more with the positioning timing idea of this, Because I can see, for example, as we start getting more and more pagans, our exact timing and positioning matters less and less, and it becomes more and more about just getting higher and higher value out. I hope they lean a little away from that and more into a lot more involved planning out your positioning and timing. I don't think any deck builders are really playing in that space, so that could be something that just ends up being really unique and interesting. But we'll see. Based entirely off this demo, I think they're going to end up leaning in the direction of trying to make, as you get deeper and deeper into this game, it's more so about an efficiency build and less so about making like those very intentional, specific decisions. Lamau, the squishy noises are overpowering your voice. Really? Well, I can turn it down a little. Let's hear on prey. Respawn your last dead troop. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's... You know, let's go with cemetery, right? We're doing an army build this time, so cemetery sounds good. Now, we only have one unit type, so it's always going to be a rat. So what do we really want? We want to start getting more unique unit types. The only other unit type I know of right now is the sword ghost, right? Jason Pillars, summon 6 buildings with card. Summon 6 buildings. Within a card will grant for all 6 buildings. Power. Summon 6 buildings within a card. Within a card? Does this mean I need to get a single card up to summon 6 before it does anything? I don't know. But there's an interesting idea of if I just play the rat shed 6 times, all of my rats? Yeah, this is definitely, we have to get 1 card up to summon 6 to get any value out of this. So I don't think we can take it. You can't take this early because we don't know how much summon plus we're going to get. If we can get any of our rat cards up to summon 6, that would be amazing. We just have such a low chance of being able to pull anything like that off. And stack howlers. Ooh, yeah. I guess that would work for any building because it's the building. But just because I'm so army interested, you know? So we have cemetery, ratman. Let's go. Rats. Rats. Cemetery. Oh wait, summon the last unit that died, and is that a prey 3? Ooh, the cemetery might be shit. Hey y'all, bad news. The cemetery might be really bad. We will definitely find out, but I've got a bad feeling the cemetery is actually awful. Because we don't have a lot of like high value units we can spawn. We only have rats. If we have to pray it 3 times to get 1 rat, it's just 3 times worse than our rat buildings.
Cards in my Tardy stream. That's like pouring a nice refreshing glass of milk and then partaking in America's pastime of driving while under lactose.
Hey Lotus, how you doing, my guy? You're busy this weekend, right? You're hanging out with a friend. How you do? You getting ready for that? You going out tonight, or what's the plan, my dude? Send the rats. I'm the biggest rat who makes all of those. Yeah, I think our rat's gonna take out this side very, very quickly. We'll do another double rat spawn. And we have a lot of altars we could throw out for some freebie damage. Let's get another rat spawner. And we'll end it. We'll just flood the field with rats. Nothing but rats. Maybe it's so fucking hot I can't right now. Well, I imagine as soon as the sun goes down, that's got to get a lot better, right? I feel like things always get cool pretty quickly once the sun goes down here. We're so close to the water. Rats, rats. We are the rats. Take out the bone altar, drop that there, then drop a bone altar in the middle of 4 buildings. This should go really hard. Yeah, they took out half the goblins. I'm happy here because it's finally in single-digit weather. Wait, Celsius or Fahrenheit? Hold on. Wait. Rye, Celsius or Fahrenheit? 9 degrees Fahrenheit and 9 degrees Celsius are dramatically different things. So I really need you to tell me. Whether you mean Celsius or Fahrenheit. Alright, yeah, but I think it's just rats. I think we are just rats at this stage. Look at how many rats we're at the end. Ooh, okay, so this is another spawn building. Now, it only spawns on sacrifice. So we need to make sure we have a consistent way to get sacrifice up and running. But still, if we can, we could flood the field with, like, those high damage sword ghosts? Structure, rare spell, common spell. Rare structure. You know what? We'll go this way. Seems like more cards we can add, some more unique deck we can try to go for. I know, it's been cooking recently. Yeah, sorry, I moved down. I made it cook. That's on me, Lotus. I take full blame for that. See? Okay. Alright. Copy a building to your hand. It costs no energy. Disassemble. Ooh, yeah, we want disassemble. How you been? I've been pretty good, my guy. We fucking chillin'. Yeah, we'll do another Howler barricade. We started this game because I wanted to show a demo of it, and I yapped for an hour. Then we started the game, and it took me longer to finish yapping to chat than it took us to beat the demo. So we're doing a second round of a demo, just trying out a brand new build, essentially. But I messed up. I fucking crushed the demo way too quickly. And, oh yeah, and Kindred was telling us about white woman fighting moves. Okay, so we're actually going to drop 2 altars, even though they're not super useful, because we need 1 to sacrifice to summon up these graves. And we'll throw out some rats. And then what we want is to get that disassemble card so we can start sacrificing. So it's every time we finish 3 prayers, the sword ghost gain 2 damage and the building loses 1 health. So that means we have a limited time before the buildings accidentally kill themselves. Disassemble, we'll disassemble that. We're gonna drop a rat building and then sacrifice it to get us another ghost. Fill in the backline with more rats. Oh, shoot, we did enough sacrificing to summon an extra pagan. Hell yeah. Okay, and here are sword ghosts. So we had 2 of these buildings up. We did 2 sacrifices, so a total of 4 ghosts. So how much health do our sword ghosts have? Sword Ghost 6 health, Rat 5 health. Sword Ghost 1 armor, Rat 0 armor. Sword Ghost 2 damage, Rat 1 damage. Okay, so these are definitely better. I think I'm going to hold on to our Howler Barricade until we can hit another one of these ghost deals. So we'll drop a Bone Altar, then sacrifice it. Then just throw out some more rats. And we'll hold on to the Howler Barricade. Okay, yeah, no, those swords, I don't know if it's the 1 armor, but those swords are doing some fucking work. How many of these built? So we only have 3 of these right now. Ooh, we'll go up to 4. So now we have 4. We have a disassemble, which will do a sacrifice. So throw in 2 rat buildings. Two cemeteries. Another rat. Then we disassemble that rat. So all 4 of our ghosts spawn. And that should give us... Ooh! What did we go up to? Yeah, because 3 of them spawned when we played the 4th one, and then all 4 of the... Oh, didn't even matter. Hey, y'all, I might be too efficient at this game. Discard your hand, gain energy for every 5 sacrifices, gain an energy, +1 summon for the first building card in your hand each turn. Sure, let's get that. So that's a power, so that's probably permanent. So if we have the same card at the beginning of our hand, we could get that up to some crazy high spawns. So if we see that execute card again, we could go for that. Alright, we're going to go this route. Because we have the first thing is going to get us more gold, and then maybe we'll have enough gold to play with the mystery bag and the merchant. 2 gold. Alright. So it puts it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, we're going to get rid of an altar. Oh, let's just get rid of all of our bone altars. We don't really care. As long as we keep drawing, like, one of our rat spawns that's been multiplied or something, we can keep just sacrificing our rat spawns to spawn more ghosts instead. The ghosts have more health, more armor, more damage, so they're just going to always outscale. Let me... Yeah. Please, I want to know how this works. How does your bag work? Ah, damn it. On sacrifice, add a straw man to your hand. A straw man. 7 health, 1 damage, 1 time, no armor. Place create a spinning skull that damages the enemy. Add a sentinel straw man to your hand. I don't know. Alright, we're gonna take out our very last bone altar. I think we only have one. Yeah. This really narrows our deck up, which is good because we have the architect power. So we're very likely to keep hitting the same building over and over again with additional spawn. You know, she won't let me use this bag. I don't know what the bag is. I guess maybe it's not available during the demo. Very sad. I'm very sad now. So we're gonna keep going. Alright, we're on to the final fight. So this is the final version of our deck is this. This is definitely different than our other deck, so let's fucking go. Howler? Yeah, let's howl. Gets us rat. Okay, so we got 4 rat buildings up and running. And we know one of our sacrifices now, the cast deal, the ritual site, is a double spawn. I think we have 1 more howler in our deck. We really want to use that on the graves, but oh, we didn't get the power or any of that. Shoot. Well, these don't exhaust, so we might as well get these up and running. So we'll do that. And we'll fill in with the rats, and we have a disassemble, so we disassemble one of the rats, gets us 2 swords right off the bat. And an extra pagan. Hell yeah. Okay, our swords won't have a lot of damage because they didn't get spawned up, right? Because we haven't prayed to them yet. So they're only going to have like 1 damage. But they are going to have that 1 armor. Oh, they have 3 armor? Oh, maybe they get less armor as they get hit. 1 second. Interesting. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to architect, use the power, then let's hold on to our howler until we get at least 1 of the sword deals in our hand. Let's get a fear out, and we'll disassemble one of the rats to spawn more ghosts. That'll be good. Yeah, because the ghosts are our carry units. They've got health, they've got armor. Over time, they're going to get more damage. Ah, the grave sword didn't get picked. Okay. That's okay. Drop that in. We'll just flood the field with rats. How are we doing? 4 sacrifices till we get our next pagan. But we've got 2. He's only got 1 pagan. We've got a couple more swords coming out. This one actually might be rough because I don't know how good with how many rats we're doing. Our rats aren't going to do much to the big guy. Ooh, we might be in a tiny bit of trouble. Oh, hell yeah. Wait, no. We had a grave of swords get procced. Hell yeah. We'll do that. Then we will also sacrifice one of these to double spawn that. Take the fear out. Double rat buildings. Disassemble a rat building. And that should get us 8 swords, I think? I think that just spawned us like 8 swords. Oh, yeah. I think we're 1 sacrifice away from getting our 3rd pagan. Let's disassemble. That should be enough to summon our 3rd pagan. With 3 pagans to 2, we should be able to keep ahead of him on spawns. But yeah, no, this dude already ripped through all of our swords that we had. We had that 8 sword spawn. He already ripped it up. Oh, I don't know if we'll be able to beat him with a unit-based build. Yeah, this dude does not give a crap about our units. Uh-oh. Hey guys, uh-oh. Alright, well now we're sending, I think, 10 swords instead of 8? Oh my god, their positioning is glitching out. Oh, 3 of my sword buildings just died. Yeah, our spawn rate of swords is going to be going down. Well, we do have the 1 power, so our spawn rate goes up every turn. Because we're adding 1 to a building every turn. Not always to the best building. He's getting close. I don't know if we've even done damage to his health bar, actually. Oh, I don't think I got it. Hey, Z-Lex! How you doing, my guy? Welcome, welcome. Randos and Warframe are being annoying. They say there are no farm resources. They split up like divorced parents, and the way spawn works is more spawns if everyone sticks together. Oof. Oof. Right, yeah, this guy's gonna move forward again, I think. Maybe it's every 2 rounds he moves forward? Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know if we could take him. Hey, Demon Boy, how's your HP? Can I look at you? Void Stalker. 96 armor. 666 health. Alright. Alright, I'm understanding a little bit, I think. Alright, that's a good turn. We got a bunch of swords out, but I think he's just gonna rip through them. I don't even know if our units are getting attacks off on him. Oh boy. It's all in the altars now. We're just gonna spam out altars, I think. Summon another pagan. So we're at 4 pagans and we have 4 altars. That might be enough to actually rip through him. If we have enough rats spawning that he's not actually able to move forward. Like, I think if there are rats right in front of him, he can't advance on our base. Oh my god. Oh yeah, we're starting to do HP damage, so it's all in the altars, really. Shoot. It's a little bit of shoot that it's all in the altars. Oh my god, wait, we didn't spawn any sword. All of our sword buildings have died. Right, because we pray so quickly. Oh, that might be GG. Yeah, that... Oh, okay. Army build not as strong as the caster build, it seems like. Especially from this guy. Also, my deck, I think, is too flooded with the disassembles. Oh! Alright. Your offering has lost all strength. Thank you, V. Roguelite rules. You try, you lose, you move on.
Finally awake. you were
Try
trying to
again.
cross
Your
the border,
intellect
right?
demands a challenge. Alright, we're gonna go again. We're gonna go a third time. Alright, Rat Army does not work. Who was it who said they wanted to see just an altar build? No clue if we'll actually be offered the cards we need, but we know the altar can show up as its own card. So it is technically possible for us to get extra ones of those in our deck. Also, we can trim every other card out of our deck if we get enough of the exile options. We could try to reduce everything down to just being spamming out dozens of those altars, because those definitely seem to be able to do a lot more work than almost any other single building can. So drop a bone, sack it. So what else can we do? We could try to get the card that increases their damage. If we know we're going to try and take it up to 6 spawn, maybe we can go for that. It's going to be really hard to focus extra spawns just onto that one building. Still, I am down to try. Okay, we've got 2 altars. We have 1 more sacrifice left. I think he should have to spawn his champion this round. We're all over his base. He's got 1 building left. Yeah, there's the... Okay, there's the boss. Alright, let's go. Hell yeah. Easy first round, nothing really to it. Well, let's see what we get offered. On turn, +3 summon for a random building card in hand. Summon a temporary pagan. An exhaustion in your hand. Summon for the first building every turn. Oh wait, drain. What is drain? Oh, so this is a card that's free, but every time you use it, it becomes more expensive. But it's +3 summon to a random building card in hand. So if you can get it down to only 1 building card, what are we drawing every turn? Because if we draw 5 cards every turn, then we have the alarm, our target building, and 3 cards. So if we play those 3 cards, we guarantee alarm onto our target building. Let's try it. Let's try it. This is the first time I've seen alarm. That could be very interesting. Building, merchant. We don't really have gold, so we'll go in the direction of gold and a building. We want to keep our deck very light and narrow, focused just in on the rituals. So don't take on too many fluff cards. Soulcaster. Perfect. Perfect. I think that means we have 3 copies of Soulcaster in our deck. I'm trying to remember if Soulcaster exhausts. I don't think I've been paying attention to that, but I think it might exhaust. It doesn't exhaust. Okay. Rat. Sacrifice rat. Rat. Alright. Best we can do. Hell yeah. Already dealing free damage to a building. Okay, we'll do rat and I guess just altar of bones out front, both as blockers and to try to get freebie building damage off. We could sacrifice them later. And did we snipe that building before it ever got to spawn? I think we spawned. Yeah, we sniped their most expensive building. Oh my god, yes. That just got sniped. Alright, I think spawn rate means we're never going to hit the building now, but we will keep that goblin down for free. No more expensive building. Oh. Ooh, wait. We want to get it down to 1 card. Yeah. So it means we won't be able to play it this turn. We're gonna have a ×4 Soulcaster in our deck. Yeah, if we can get one of those graveyards to like narrow down this deck a little bit, Alarm I think can go crazy. So what, we want to narrow down our deck and we want to get that card that gives +6 damage if we have 6 or more spawn on 1 card. Oh, extra pagan. Let's go. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. He hasn't been allowed to use those expensive buildings even once. Gotta have a good rest of your stream, y'all. Hey, you have a good evening, Kindred. Let me know whenever that art's gonna come out. I always love seeing what you post. 1 mana. Oh, we didn't get offered one of our casting sites. Damn. Yeah, our deck is too thick. We got too many cards. I'm also not seeing these altars showing up again. But they don't oh, do I only have 2 copies, actually? You know what? That would make sense. That would actually make sense. Yeah, we definitely need to exile our deck down a little bit. So if we get offered a graveyard and a merchant, I think that's a guaranteed 3 exile. So we gotta go that direction. So 2 pagans, 4 ritual sites. I think this is over. I think it's over right now. Yeah. What do we got? What do we got? Shelter on Prey, clone itself? Good for sacrificing. But that'll flood my deck way too quickly. Honestly, I don't want any of these. Can I not take them? I can't not take them. Okay. So we'll take that field, but if we sacrifice that field, then we shouldn't flood our deck with any cards. Okay, shop and exile, so we'll go this way. So this gets us the 3 exile, but it does put us towards a building card. But it's a Soulcaster. So we now have 3 Soulcasters in our whole deck. How many cards do we have in our deck? Let's exile 1. Deck is 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 14 cards. 13 cards. Whenever a card is exhausted, draw a card. On turn, +1 summon for a random building card in hand. Echo. Right, wait, is this gonna be the... God damn it, Richard.
Fucking suck his dick.
So is this the last fight, or do we have one more before? Oh yeah, we didn't face the lightning goblin yet. So we have the lightning goblin and then the demon. Yeah, here he is. Okay, so we're going to be able to narrow this deck down just a little bit. If you didn't want me to use it, don't make it an option. No, it's just I see you posting something. I'm always like, oh, Richard's coming in. I wonder what he's gonna... Oh, I see. You know, I'm a sucker for dick sucking and the whitest kids you know. It is a good combination. It is a very good combination. Ooh, wait, they respond way out to the left. Okay, we need to do something to specifically protect this lane. Alright, that's fine. So as we play the field, then as sacrifice, we get a straw man. On place, create a spinning skull? As sacrifice, add a sentinel straw. Well, I guess we'll work our way down and see what it's at the end of the strawman field. Hopefully the spinning head will defend our prayer site, because those goblins be coming. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle over here. Okay, we're going to do this. Do this. We're going to observe, which should give this +1 spawn. We're going to alarm. All right. So we have a 5 spawn altar in our deck right now. Alright, I think that alone has won it. Okay, that was an observe into alarm. Was an amazing thing to pull. Was a send on prey, attack troops, create a spinning skull on impact. Alright, we're just gonna stick this dude up there and see what he do. I'm surprised he survived that round, honestly. Like, he's definitely dead, but, you know. +1 summon for random... Oh! Observe is only for this turn. Okay. Let's just see which one gets it. That was the Ratman. That's fine, we'll play the 2, then we'll sacrifice the 2. And just turn it all into prayers. So I think alarm is like for the whole round, but observe is only for that turn. So we didn't actually have a +5 at any point. We only had a +4 with a temporary +1, I think. It is unfortunate that we can't skip card grabs. We can't actually narrow our deck aggressively. If we come this way, we'll have another 2 narrow we can pull out. Ooh, that's not bad. And then there's the butchering. Unplayable. Adjacent buildings gain +1 summon effect. Or Howler Barricade. Let's go with the Howler Barricade, because it exhausts, so it'll actually get out of our deck once we use it. Okay, so let's throw out our Altars of Bone. What does that put us down to? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12 cards, 3 of which are Soulcasters. one of which is an exhaust card. Alright. So that's a pretty narrow deck. That's pretty narrow. Each pagan summon also summons 2 temporary pagans. Summons 6 buildings within a card. Will grant +6 energy for all buildings. We're gonna try. I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually pull that power card off, but I want to try for it. I want to try for public execution. All cards getting +6 damage would be insane. It's gonna be hard to pull that off, but I'm down to try. Let's throw some Ratman out there. Then do we discard? Yeah, I think we discard. Get 2 extra energy next turn. But I don't want to go on the whole hand because I do want to be able to meet some units with some of my units to buy time. Plus, it lets us have some cards on the field for sacrificing. Hey, big boy. Oh my god. So 2 to play our power. And we didn't get any of the cards we would actually want to use any of this on. No, these are both on turn. Oh, so I'm never going to get up to +5 or +6 unless I get Alarm and Observe on a turn that a card was affected with Howler Barricade. That draw might have lost us the round because now those cards are going to be... They have to rotate again before we can see them again. And that was one of our exhaust cards. That was one of the only ways we have to narrow down our deck more. Yeah, I think that draw lost the entire round. Oof. Okay, let's drop the field. Sack the field. And that was the turn we had extra energy on as well. Oof. That's really rough, honestly. That's crazy rough. I think we just had the worst 2 possible back-to-back draws. Yeah, because our altar even got sniped there by a goblin. I think we were killed entirely by the shuffle. And we got Alarm and Observe and Barricade on the turn we didn't. We didn't get one of our altars again. Oh no. Oh no. Is that never gonna reshuffle for us? The fact that we got that draw the same way twice in a row, I think that means the deck doesn't reshuffle, it just discards. I think we play the rest of this game without ever being able to do the one thing our deck is built to do. Oh. Well, let's see if the strawman could save us. Oh my god, I took out the only altar I had out. Alright, so we've learned this game is hella punishing to... Hey buddy, how you doing? Well, as long as this goblin doesn't take out this altar, we have a chance now? If that altar gets taken out, oh fuck. Oh, and our strawman got taken out. I think we lose. I think we entirely lost on the shuffle. I can't believe this game is gonna kill me just from the shuffle. That is... Oh. GG, y'all. I don't think we have once gotten alarm while we even had one of our 3 altar cards in our hand. Literally a third of our deck is altar cards. Alright, y'all. Well, I think that's, Now we can... Well, we have all of our altars now. Is it too late, though? It's too late. Yeah, they're already attacking our sacrifice. Oh, fuck. Okay, maybe not too late. Maybe just barely not too late. But we'll see. 'Cause these goblins are already able to attack our altars. Yeah, no, we lose. Oh my god. It took us 5 rounds before they started overlapping the 2 cards I needed to overlap. Ah, shoot. Oh, well. Yeah, I know, V.
Hey, you. Finally awake.
Am I?
You were trying to cross the border, right?
We got all the way up to 5 spawn, but we didn't hit 6 spawn, which we would have needed to make use of our power. So, alright, chat, alright. Y'all gonna have to pick a different build this round. I refuse to go another pure Soulcaster build, because that we got so killed on the draw there. What do you want to see next? Have there been any cards that have popped up that made you guys really, really curious and want to see a dedicated build for? We're doing great. Round 1, no problems. No problems with round 1. Whatever the weakest card is, make it rule. There's not really a lot of card effects we can do. Like, I mean, the bone? Yeah, the Altar of Bone is pretty weak, because it only does something when it's placed. But I don't think we've ever been offered additional Altars of Bone, so we're just stuck with the starting number that we have. They only do something on place. They don't even benefit from, like, us getting additional pagans praying. Yeah, really the only things we can do to affect cards are to increase their spawns or to go for public execution. I think that's the only card that affects, like, any building's damage. And the only way to go for public execution is to get insane amounts of spawn onto one card. So to be fair, when you place them, they do also take out buildings, but I don't know if they can hit bosses like the final demon. Because if on place, if those dudes can't even hit the boss, then that's another, like, non-starter. Much like how the rats could never actually damage the boss. I don't like any of this. Each sacrifice field. But I don't have fields. Oh, this is a dreadful start. What? 2 of those cards we can't use until we know what build we're doing, and the third one is the Sacrifice 6. Oh, this is gonna be a bad run. This is gonna be a really bad run, y'all. I think we have a no-build run here, essentially. The Bombard, 4 energy. We don't have 4 energy. We don't have a way to get more energy, even. Alright, you know what? We'll grab it. We'll grab it, and we'll say we'll figure out a way to get more energy. Because that's the only card offered that we haven't played with yet. Power. +2 summon for adjacent buildings? Alright. Oh, wait, no, that costs 3. We only have 2. Shoot. Hey, y'all, I don't think we have a chance. I think we might lose even before the final demon. I don't think we have anything in our deck. I mean, we might have literally nothing in our deck. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's gonna be funny if that's true. I don't know, can the altar take it? I don't think we're even gonna get through the armor. Oh, we got 1 damage. We did 6 Sakurai, only 3 buildings. End turn. Oh boy, y'all. I don't. Can we take it out? Okay, easy snipe? Nope, no snipe. Okay. We are at 5 buildings. So if we get 1 more building on the field, we can sacrifice 6 and start getting the windmills out. We are physically incapable of going up to 4 energy right now. So we can never use the Bombard. Let's drop some altars of bone for sacrifice fodder. Get some rat buildings. Good. Good. I'm realizing, so the windmills come with sacrifice 6 on them. And they start with 3x. So they are the easiest to get up to 6. So what's interesting about the Slasherton is this might be like the best building to pair with public executions. It's the easiest to get up to ×6 since it's the only one that starts at ×3. What is their damage? Like, I want to quiz. That's a damage 1? Damage 3? Yeah, damage 3 versus the caster is damage 3, but it attacks 3 times. So if you give that 6, that basically boosts them up to 3 times their normal damage. It's interesting. These guys might be the best ones with public execution. Good big boss? Yeah, big boss is here. Can we do, let's see, 1, 2, 3. If I drop an extra rat one, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And that should be enough sacrifice for us to get a third pagan. Throw a dude here, throw in an altar surrounded on 4 sides. End turn, and we'll see how the windmills go. Wait, is their boss out of range of most of the windmills? He's out of range of all but 2 of the windmills. Okay. Clone itself, summon a field. Well, if we do summon a field as a sacrifice, add a strawman. There is that other card that every time we sacrifice a field, we gain energy. So this might be a way to get up to 4 energy, so we'd be allowed to play the Bombard building, so we can finally even see what the Bombard building does. Alright, let's visit the merchant and see what other cards we have. See if we can't dig a build out of what we currently have. Okay, we didn't get offered that. Screw it, we'll go with that, and go with that. Take out one of our rat mancers. Let's fucking leave. Come on, give me something for energy. Anything for energy. Energy, revive an exhausted card, draw 2 cards, gain. Oh. I mean, Nest Insight isn't bad, but it's not actually gonna... Right, we have one more card offering before our fight. This is our last chance. It's a building, and nope. 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 Oh, this deck is nothing. This deck is nothing. I think we have 20 cards, most of them singleton. Oh. Well, we're gonna get a lot of strawmen, so we'll see how a strawman build works, I guess. I don't even remember the final form of the Strawman. What is that? The Strawman Sentinel being that good. I don't remember them doing a lot. This is dreadful. Oh, and those archers can snipe our buildings. We're out. Oh, that is GG. This is gonna be the most aggressive GG. Okay, so we'll play Strawman. Let's sacrifice Strawman to play the gravesite. Let's see, your Ombre attack a troop. Create a spinning skull on impact. Well, let's see. Surprise, then it creates a spinning skull. Okay. That doesn't seem to be dreadful, at least. We're gonna have 6 things to sacrifice because they sniped a bunch of my buildings. Oh boy. Yeah, we can't use the slasher tins, we can't use the bombs. They have enough sniper towers up that I can't place any buildings on my front row. Oh, this is rough. So I have to place fewer buildings. Okay, we got another pagan at least. Another pagan means our spinning skulls will proc more often. Alright. Those spinning skulls are okay, actually, now that I'm actually getting a chance to see them. So if we could get a bunch of these spinning skulls proccing, those might be able to clear out an entire base. I guess that's gonna be our focus then. So let's play 2 fields just as prep work for trying to get out a bunch more of these sentinels. It's gonna take a lot of setup. We might get wiped before that. No, wait, those spinning skulls are shredding buildings. Hold on. Wait. This isn't gonna turn into a very effective field build somehow, is it? Ain't no way, right? That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We now have 3 strawmen in our deck. We've got an extra pagan. Their sniper towers are pushed back so we can own the front row for a little bit. Alright, we have a goblin slipping up though. Nest in sight. So we could play Strawman. We can sacrifice that Strawman. But we can't play now this Sentinel. We do have him in hand. Will that be enough to kill the Gobbo? Not quite. Shoot. Alright, they defended themselves. So we've got spinning skulls just kind of owning their base. I don't know if they'll be able to kill this dude, but maybe we get a bunch of them. We know we have another sentinel already prepped in our deck. We have a few just normal strawmen. Yeah, so if I play this strawman, sack that strawman. Gives us a sentinel, so we have another sentinel in our deck now. So now I have 2 prep sentinels in our deck that we could play, and I think 1 more strawman. he's out of snipers, so we can start pushing our buildings forwards. Play a field, sack that field. Play a strawman. Add a new field to our deck. And, okay. So I'm starting to see something we can do, but we're not quick enough at doing a lot of our sacrificing. And honestly, we're very low on enemy. Oh, that sniper got me. Okay. Is that the lightning tower? The lightning tower is chaining through my rats into my base. So do I want to get rid of my rat spawns? Are my rat spawns more harmful to me than helpful now? Straw. Altar. And let's take out the field, the spawn unit, that altar, and that. Get a new pagan, and let's go. He's out of snipers. I won't be sending any more rats to get chain lightning. And our deck is now just full of these sentinels. So we drop a sentinel, cultivate, and end turn. Yeah, now we have the whole field getting wiped. Okay, wait. Y'all, we might have something happening. Hey, y'all, we might have something happening right now. Ain't no way this turned around, right? Hey, V, you don't think this turned around for me, did you? We didn't just turn the weakest card, the field, into the strongest, did we? Question is, does it work on the bot? It takes so long to get set up. I think there is no chance it works. I think the amount of time this takes to get up and running has to be a 0% chance it works on the final boss. Because it took us this many rounds to get 4 sentinels up and running. I believe. Also, how is this dude not dying? Field. Ace. You know what? Let's just field that. 1, 2, 3. Means it takes all them out, but we'll just replace them, right? With that card, and that pumps us up to having 2 strawmen now. And almost enough for another pagan. Is this healing? Okay, never mind, we got him. For a second I thought the wizard gobbo was healing. Fuck it. It's a power card, so it's interestingly what's the upside really about that. That's one of the few cards that actually lets you make a narrower deck, essentially. Let's go super narrow. Now that we know what we're going for, we're going to take out the Bombardier since we can't ever use it. Where's the Bombardier? You're gone. Get out of here. Guess Ratman? Alright, that's pretty narrow. And now we want energy, draws, and sacrifices. Oh. 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 All right, do we want to be a pregnant bird lady or an angry ox? First comment wins. Oxen furrow or pregnant? Which is it, chat? Give it to me. Ox? Really? I'm honestly surprised at you. Sorry, Al, you were slower than V. I really thought it would be pregnant first, but goddamn. Alright, we're some angry oxen. So that means we want a lot of fields on the board. Alright, let's take butchering. I think butchering is actually going to help us quite a lot. Alright, we're against the final demon. Our build takes forever to get up and running. It's very hard to use. And I have very minimum faith in our abilities to get it operating properly. But let's go. I mean, we got our power out of our deck on turn 1. So this is as narrow as our hand can possibly be. So we'll see what butchering ends up next to. Right, let's nest in sight. Okay. Ooh, nest in sight grabbed a card. Cultivate, that gets us a field. We'll place the field, but dang, that's pretty bad for our energy. That's real bad, honestly. And we're probably going to get our Sacrifice 6 card this turn. But we won't be able to use it. We only have 2 cards on the field. Okay, butchering. Ooh, butchering doubled up our field. We already have butchering, so I think we can nest in sight. And we got... Oh, not good. So 3 buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can go up to 5. But we won't be at 6. Shoot. Alright, well, we'll sack a field. Get an altar in. Put a Strawman in our hand at least, but oh god, it's gonna take too long to get this actually operating. Luckily, we have a +1 field now for the rest of the round. Goblins haven't actually reached our base yet, but they're definitely getting close. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Cultivate. Well, let's sack a field. Shove this grave up to try and intercept. Ramen. Rat spawns and prep a field. And let's go. Oh my god, yeah, no, it's gonna take way too long for us to get anything up and running. And we lost 2 fields, so we have fewer things to sacrifice once our sack cards come up. Oh, that might have done us in... Wait, Oxen Fury. Okay, so we cultivate. Drop a field. Oxen Fury. A random unit, and it hit the unit at the back of the battlefield. Good game, y'all. That's a good game. That's a good game right there. Oh my god. This deals damage to random enemies based on the amount of field. So the more fields, so each field is one enemy? Right, I have to see that. Is this literally, it'll attack 2 enemies now in total? Oh my god, Oxen Fury is useless. Hey, if any of you are doing a field build, don't be baited by Oxen Fury. It literally does nothing. You need to already have 20 fields to attack half the enemy for 3 damage. Oh god. Alright. Wait. Can I turn this now? 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. This is our only chance. Then we get a sentinel out to start doing the AoE clear. We summon the extra pagan. It's either we win or lose right now. I think it's gonna be we lose. Yeah. Holy shit. No, Richard was right. I knew it. I knew it the moment I saw the picture of that Erik Hakra. Oh.
You. You're finally awake.
But y'all, with that, God. Crushed the game of my very first showing of you guys, so we had just the most awkward, I guess that's it moment, and then I can't win again. Well, y'all, that is Just a Shadow game, currently available as a free demo on Steam. A very unique and interesting look at the roguelike deck builder world. This one is going to be very interesting. I'll have to see more of the cards they end up releasing for it to get a better idea of what's going, but I can definitely see the idea behind it, and there's some of these mixed in mechanics of timing and positioning that I think are going to be really, really good for the space, where a lot of deck builders are not trying to add in more complications than already traditionally exist in the deck building world. I hope y'all had fun. If any of you are interested, remember to use code Erik, yes, that one, when downloading your free demo. It does nothing. There's nowhere you can input it technically, but it makes me feel better if when you download it, you just type that into something and hit enter. I think that'll make me feel better. But for now, I want to wish you all a good evening, good night, good rest of your fucking weekends. I hope to see you all again just as soon as possible. And remember, I love you all. So let's send y'all off to a homie I almost never get to raid. So here is our raid target. Here is our raid message. And hope to see you all there. See you just as soon as possible, and let's get ready to raid in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go, girls.